I had a really bad relationship with food. It wasn't diagnosed, it wasn't, I guess, flashing lights saying that there was something really wrong, but I knew that I wouldn't have certain foods. I knew that there was certain fear foods, which wasn't necessarily normal compared to everyone else.
I was actually diagnosed with it when I was younger, the eating disorder. I never thought I had it. I always thought it was normal to do them things because I had friends that did it, but the difference is that my friends stopped doing it as they got older and I continued to do it.
I remember going to a party one day and telling myself that I couldn't eat anything for the whole day because I wanted to look thin in an outfit.
And it'd be the day that I could eat, but not purge it, just be a normal diet. I'd eat breakfast, lunch and dinner, and then I wouldn't eat for the rest of the week. Because obviously I know you need to eat to survive, but I didn't want to eat.
People started to say how thin I looked and how much weight I lost. I started trying on clothes and realising that, I've actually lost a lot of weight and I wanted to maintain that, thinking it was a lot better. So that's when then I started starving myself.
A lot of people that I cared about told me that I'd put on a bit of weight because I had gone from a tiny little kid and puberty happened early, so I put on quite a bit of weight, but in all the right places, obviously. But I put on a lot of weight and no one saw that, and they just saw this, she's put on a bit of weight, and I kept getting told that maybe you should not eat as much, maybe you should watch what you're eating a little bit. They'd say it nicely, but in a way that still affects you.
Began to purge for the first time, and it wasn't a lot then. It was once or twice in the summer, but at that point I realised that something was really wrong and that it wasn't normal behaviour.
I saw that me losing weight, it was an achievement. I wasn't sad when I was losing weight at all, and I wasn't sad starving myself. If anything, it felt good. When you don't eat and you get that hunger feeling, it's kind of like a motivation to keep going.
I think for the first couple of times, especially when I was purging, it felt okay. I thought I was doing something to help my weight, and when I started getting into it, it made me feel so guilty. It made me hate myself a lot. There's a phase where you're happy when you're eating, then you purge and you feel sick and you feel horrible, and then the guilt and the self-hate just kicks in all at once.
I never felt depressed as such when I was doing it. But then again, I never felt happy. It was more I was just continuing to chase the happiness, because in my mind, the more I lost, the happier I was getting. But I was never at the weight that I wanted to be happy. So I was never happy while I did it, but I thought I was.
I thought it couldn't get worse, but it does get worse, and it keeps going to a point where I just felt nothing, and that's why I did things like self-harm and drink and take laxatives. I wanted to kind of cut out the pain of the eating disorder and everything that was associated with it. I lost a lot of hope, and I just kind of gave up on myself for that reason, because no one else was taking me seriously.
I'd say the eating disorder it's more actually a part of me. Just keeps repeating over and over and over, don't eat, don't eat, don't eat, don't eat. And it's like a broken record in your head that you shouldn't eat. And if you're told so many times, eventually you're going to follow that voice. You're not going to keep fighting because it's just hard.
The media is just awful at this, with magazines, newspapers, body shaming.
It's hard to tell another person to just ignore what everyone says and to ignore all these body images and things like that. It's hard because you see it everywhere. Everywhere you go, there's always going to be someone that is skinnier than you, and you think they're prettier. There always is. I have friends that are skinnier than me and I think they're prettier. It's just something we have. So I wouldn't tell you to ignore it, but it's more just accept that that's a thing, And even if you're not going to be skinny like them, you can still be pretty. Like, there's no certain way to look pretty anymore in this day and age. Everyone's got their own little thing about them.
It's a lot better now because I'm on medication and I'm keeping busy, I'm getting involved. I love my job, I love my course and things like that. But yeah, I guess the actual eating disorder where I'm trying to recover, I have to push through things.
It's all about how I felt and how I wanted to get better. I wouldn't technically say I'm better anyway, like I still get days where I go back.
Well, Beat did help me. They have like message boards and support groups and phone lines, and when I realised actually how effective they were and how much they made a difference for such a small space of time, I realised that I want to give something back to them.
Probably if someone was going through the same thing, the one thing I would say, like, don't rush getting better.
I definitely say don't give up. I know that if you're in the UK and the system's letting you down, you will get help eventually. You've just got to push through. Just rely on support from your friends and family and don't keep it a secret. As soon as you start to open up, you honestly feel so much better and actually tell people about it. But I think you've just got to realise that they're not alone.